Hello, everybody. How you guys doing today?
What's going on? What's going on? How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Another day alive and above water, above ground. We're good to go.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. How's the connection? Is the connection good?
Oh, hey, it sounds like you got a real good connection today.
Gotcha.
Hey, yo,
Well, hey
before
man.
we start, bro, I know you got a couple people on here who just want to, send prayers out to those who got affected by the hurricane in North Carolina. I think Georgia, Florida. That hurricane was a big one. We want to send prayers out to the family, to those who got affected by that. And if you're watching this and you feel it necessary, if you want to be a part of, like, to help in any way possible, hit us up. We can definitely give you the number to Red Cross or organizations that are working within that area that was affected. Just let us know. We'll be more than happy to point you in the right direction. But prayers out to those who lost their life and families that have been affected by this disaster.
Okay. So I got a buddy from back in the day, way back in the day, that's joining us today. We came in, we was young bucks, and last time I seen him in uniform in person, he was a specialist. E4, Joseph Andre. So when we bring him on, he's gonna update us, to where life is now because he's currently still in the military. So
Okay.
without further ado, let's bring him out. Let's bring him on. Bring him onto the stage. Yo.
Hey, what's up, my brother?
Hey, what's up, man? How you guys doing?
Pretty
Doing
good,
good,
pretty
doing
good.
If you don't mind introducing yourself.
Yeah, so my name Joseph Andre, currently in the Army. Currently actually in Sicily right now, in Sigonella, and married, 4 kids. I don't know, just brought me on. I don't know what you guys want to talk about. Just I'm open.
So
I
are
mean,
you still? Go ahead.
yeah, I will introduce myself as well. Active duty, Army, currently in the reserves, not reserve, recruiter school, become a recruiter. So yeah, how long you been in the Army, man?
Hit 20 years in August, so yeah, just over 20.
Wow, you officer or enlisted?
Well, yeah, I was enlisted like Roger said. So I was enlisted in 2004. Then I switched over in 2012, and so now I'm an officer.
Nice. Yeah, appreciate your service and thank you for your service again.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah. Thanks for the invite. A captain right now. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
man.
Yeah.
Hey, it's big stuff, man. Congratulations on all your success.
Yeah, appreciate it. Saying likewise. Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, man, like Roger said previously, our platform is we always want to invite prior service or people who are in the service, just give our audiences some kind of advice on, pretty much why you joined the service and what the service has meant to you. And if you're about to get out, what are some of the stuff to prepare to get out? Or, say if you're in, why you think people should stay in. Just positive vibe we're trying to push out here. So, and like you said, our platform is behind the uniform. We wear the uniform, but behind that uniform, there's an individual. So we want to be able to express that it's not just army. We do have family. We got wives and kids. And when we're not in the uniform, what are some of the stuff that we do that to keep the family up afloat, so that we can have a successful life, family life, and a successful career as well. That's why we brought you on here, that you share your experience with our audiences.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. And thanks for bringing me on. So yeah, I joined in 2004. Like I said, right after high school, post 9/11, wanted to do something greater. Initially, wanted to just do 3 years, then get out and go pursue civilian lifestyle, go to school. Like how every new enlisted soldier in the Army, don't have that goal of, making it a career, but obviously life changed and ended up making it a career. One of the best decisions I've ever made, and went through the ranks. I joined as a private, eat nothing, made it through staff sergeant, then I commissioned in 2014 after attending ROTC at San Antonio, UTSA, and been in since. So most of my officer assignments have been overseas. So I've spent 5 years in Germany. Now I've been here for about 8 months in Italy. So between deployment in Afghanistan and the area, so I've spent almost all my officer time in overseas.
Okay. Hey, can you tell us, like, for the audience, like, how was the transition from going to enlisted to officer?
Oh man, it was it's pretty easy. So, like, it seemed daunting at first because people, self-select themselves out, so no one will really apply for the Green and Gold. So I did Green and Gold active duty. There's multiple different options you can do, but I wanted to do active duty because I was married, I had 2 kids, so I wanted to continue maintaining my salary. So I applied for the active duty option, and then I was selected. It's not a very arduous process. You just have to, there's a bunch of paperwork that's involved. You have to do a physical, and just as long as your finances are aligned. But again, if it's active duty, you got to maintain that pace. So, and then basically once you're selected in whatever school that you apply for, you're going to start your junior year, and you just go there. You get BAH while you're at the school. You accrue leave. Well, I think now it's changed to where they don't count the 2 years anymore towards your time of service. But when I did it, it used to count towards your time of service. But now I think it's kind of like now, like the simultaneous program, like they used to do. You just get out and go reserve, but you still kind of stay active duty and get paid, but you don't incur that 2 years as part of your service obligation. So instead of, for me, like right now, I have 20 years, and if I received an ETP, accession to policy. So now anyone that joined like after whenever they hit the cutoff, now they have to do technically 22 years instead of 20 years, like for me right now.
So you thinking about retiring, or you got 24 more years to do?
No, man. Yeah. That's it. This is it for me. Yeah. This is my last ride. I'm so glad that I actually got this assignment because this is a NATO assignment. So there's not many Army elements here. So it's a Navy base run by Italians. And basically there's 30 something of us here just doing our mission. And then, but NATO is a different base than like what the regular Army is or whatever the other certain principles of service are. So it's very bureaucratic, but it's a lot of, you get a lot of like networking. You get to spend more time with your family. Like now I get to come home doing lunch. Like this is one of the things I hadn't had done in like years, especially being an officer. I'm always busy, working, making sure the troops are good, taken care of, the missions running. So, but now I'm so close to home. I'm like a 10-minute from home. So I'll drive home for lunch, see the family, and then I go back to work. And I'm usually off like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock at the latest. I'm home by 5. So this is one of the better assignments that I've had, and I'm just gonna ride it out, and I'm retiring after this.
Outstanding. So you are there with your family, correct?
Yeah, my family. Actually, I just got a newborn. Alex, he was born last month, so.
Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So the story, your story, how you transitioned from enlisted to officer, those are some of the stories that we want to hear on here, that people are watching can know that, you join the service, not just, if you want to be enlisted, you can be enlisted the entire career. If you don't, you can always switch over, and that's one of the greatest things I think with the Army that a lot of people don't realize, that it has the opportunity to allow you to venture in other avenues.
Yeah, I mean, it's really great because especially if you are enlisted, you are very narrowed in like where you can move around and like what you can do. But when you become an officer, it's like it broadens like the opportunities like open up where you can like for example for us now as an officer, when I want to go somewhere, when it's my time to leave, it's basically like a job interview. So the market will open up 6 to 9 months before I transition to my next assignment, and basically I'll have every like if you're infantry, for example, you see all the infantry units that needs a person of your rank or expertise that's on the marketplace, and then now you can reckon stack from 1 through let's say 150. You reckon stack all of them, and then they reckon stack the same based on the personnel that's available, and then you can, if you're interested in the unit or the location, you can send them like your resume in an email, just do a formal introduction, and then say, hey, like I'm interested in the organization. I think I'm a great fit, and I would like to schedule an interview. We're actually going through the process right now with some officers that are coming into NATO. So if you like them, then it's a match. I know back in the day where it used to be, hey, like you're only allowed to go overseas once, maybe. But now for officers, because there's a marketplace, that's how I'm able to stay in Europe for, it's going to be 8 years by the time I'm done. Instead of the Army saying, hey, you got to go back to the States because you've been overseas. If I apply for a unit and they want me and it's overseas, it doesn't matter if I'm already overseas. If the unit wants me and I want that unit, then we lock in like it's called like a 1-to-1 match. And it's like a 99% chance you're going to go there. The only exceptions are if another family, if they're dual military and there's only 2 assignments, then they'll like preference that dual military ahead of you. Or if you have a family and one of your dependents have EF&P, essential family military member concerns, then if there's no like facility that's going to take care of them there, then you won't be able to. But outside of that, it's basically a lock.
Yeah. So that program you're talking about, the marketplace, I think the Army have extended that to enlisted as well. So you get to choose where you want to go. Preference, they give you like 10 different locations or 5, whatever, and then you can preference those. Like back in the days, it was like wherever the Army sent you, that's where you're going, or unless you enlisted for a specific location. But now it's like they give you, hey, we got 5 spots, 6 spots, 8 spots, and then you can choose where you want to go. Most times you get exactly what you want. So yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I
like
good.
Yeah,
I like that for the Army because it's, you have to view it because most time you want to move places where you're familiar with, what I'm saying, or you want to move somewhere that you want to adventure and stuff like that. That kind of make the job a lot easier,
Hey, we got somebody in the waiting room I want to bring up. Captain Dre, he knows him as well. His name is Prentice Young, but I'm gonna bring him to the stage so he can introduce himself to everybody.
Hello. Should I say whoa? Yeah.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Yeah.
What's up?
All right, how y'all doing? What's up? Hey, man, good to be on here, man.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
My old soldier boy done hit me up. Yeah, forever, man, forever.
Wait, I see that T-shirt, 80 Deuce.
Well, I mean, oh, well, boy, I sleep in this joker. Wear it every day if I had to. That's where my heart was at, right there. My heart's still there. It's Fort Liberty now.
Yep.
It was brave.
Wait, hold
but,
on.
Hey, but I still love it.
Donald Trump said he about to change it back to Fort Bragg.
It doesn't matter the name of the base. It's the unit that matters,
Correct.
82nd. Yeah, no greater bunch of men and women on the planet. Yeah, they're 80 dudes. That's it. Yeah.
Hey, Prentice, I'll never forget. I think the first time I met you, you was talking about 82nd. I'm like, what is 82nd? We knew the hood. You up here talking about 82nd Airborne. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Hey, yeah, I pissed everybody off out of every base I went to. That's all I talked about, because I love the discipline that was there as far as how you get a soldier that just doesn't want to abide by everything, might don't want to shave and whatever. This back with BDUs uniform and DCUs, not the new stuff that you just throw in the dryer and put on. Now you had to get your stuff pressed and clean and shine your boots. And you might have a soldier that didn't want to comply by it. And all that at Bragg, you didn't have to do all that, write him up to ruin his career, bust him down, lose money, send him to the brig or some motivational platoon or something like that. They just say to the wood line, to the wood line, to the motor pool, close the bay doors. And that's what I loved about Bragg. And then usually the ones that talked the most and was the hardest, when you close them doors or to that wood line and then nobody see nothing, they were back there. No. See, I'm all right. I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right. I was just playing.
Hey, let me share a quick.
Yeah,
let me share a quick
but
story.
yeah, go ahead.
Hey, so when I got in right to my duty station, I was trying stuff out, trying to see what all I can get away with, what I could do. And so lunchtime come around, I decided to get my car fixed during lunchtime, right? And so it was like 2 o'clock. I think it was like 2 o'clock, 1:30 or 2 o'clock. And Prentice Sergeant Young called me. He was like, "Where you at?" I was like, "Oh, I'm getting my car fixed." And he was like, "You supposed to be at work. What do you mean getting your car fixed?" I was like, "I'll be at work when I'm done," like that. And I'm a private now. He's like, oh, okay, I got you. So meet me, I think it was at the battalion. I got finished, I think it was probably like after 5. I just knew I was about to be off of work. I've been playing my day out, I'm good. You can't fire me. That's my thinking. You can't fire me, I'm good to go. Well, he was like, oh, I'm about to issue an Article 15. I'm like, Article 15? On one offense? He's like, yeah. He's like, you gonna stay here? He had me at the battalion doing some kind of work. I don't remember exactly what he had me doing. He's like, I'm taking half your pay. You gonna stay here to midnight? I was like, and you got to get up early in the morning for PT. And I'm like, I have a life. What do you mean? This is like, I couldn't believe it. I was scared. I was like, he about to take half my pay. I ain't making about $600 anyway. I'm like, you better make it.
But guess what? I got you. That got you straight up. So
yeah, I ain't do that.
Hey, but did I do it to you? But did I? But did I give you the Article 15?
No, it was a lesson.
No, I know. I wasn't one of them, man. I wasn't perfect. I wasn't perfect in the Army when I started out, but I didn't take no slack. I didn't care what your rank was then, but you got to earn your respect for people. And then I know stuff come up, but communication is kind of the best thing, and especially if you're a squared away Joe. And you just say, look, so I'm gonna need an extra hour just to get my car fixed. I'm like, okay, I'll make up something because I got to report the high. Hey, where Boyd at? I sent Boyd over there to the house real quick. His wife say the baby was sick. He might not even be married, but I've been told me a good one where they say, okay. Yeah, but I be looking for it though. PT, you gonna bring PT? Yeah, but that's it, man. We had some good times, man. We had some good times. I was listening to y'all speaking about the military, man. That was so right. My first reenlistment, they only had like 2 spots to go, and I was like, dang, man, where can I go? They was sending me to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, Egypt and Africa. I say, sure, I'll take Africa. Brother always wanted to go to the motherland. So I jumped on that. Man, it was some of the best time in my life. I mean, oh Lord, especially, I mean, I don't know what this new generation get out the military, whatever, but I learned a lot. I had some great NCOs that were around me. Made some great friends to where I'm still friends today, because Boyd and I haven't seen each other since 2007 in person. But look, we still communicate.
All right, that's good. That's
2007.
Good.
That's when I left hood. Yeah. So So, like I say, you get to meet some great people, but especially if you're a single male, whoo, Lord, don't get married. Just stay in. Wait till you get about 10 years under your boot in the military, because the places they tell you don't go is where you go. I don't care what they say. That's where you go. Don't believe American television, you know. But the education school, I kind of put off on that until you start to want to advance in rank. The opportunities to go to school. I had, like I say, I had some great units, some great NCOs, and I remember times where they're like, "Look, you ever thought about just taking you 2 classes at night?" I said, "Man, I'm not free ruin my night. I'm go party, hang out." That's kind of where your mindset was. And then when you start to see guys that and females passing you, and you be like, "I'm better than them," but they had that education. They were applying to go to school, and shoot, I messed around and applied to be an instructor for BNOC, and shoot, got that. I went to BNOC and turned right back around and went to the instructor course right behind it. I was seemed like I was gone for like about 6 months, just straight nonstop schooling. But I loved it, man. I didn't retire, but I did 14, and I got tired of the war. I really did, man. I really did. And
So I got a question for you.
that's kind of the only thing that broke me.
I got a question for you.
Go
So
ahead.
if you were to do it again, would you say you would have stayed again retired? Would you have done the 20 if you had to do it again?
Yes and no. Yeah, I'm tracking. Um, if it wouldn't have been for the war, I ended up changing MOS. I went 11 Bravo, and Afghanistan was that's what did it for me. That's what did it for me, because my unit came right back, and when it came back, they said, "Don't unpack. We leaving right back out." They left right back out 9 months later. Went right back to the same location, and we lost 11 guys in my company, and then we lost like 44 in the whole battalion. We had guys with double Purple Heart, triple Purple Hearts, about 4 or 5 guys with 4 Purple Hearts. I mean, man, it was like, God. I mean, it was just crazy. It was a different beast out there, man. And I I don't know. I go to the VA now. I work for the VA and go to the VA as a patient, man. I don't know, man. I really don't know. If I could have done something else, I probably would have went warrant officer. You know, I would have looked at being a warrant. I didn't want to fly as a warrant, but those were like the coolest officers. They were cooler than them lieutenants, and you know, some of them
Hey,
captains.
we got a
some
captain. We got a
captains,
captain here now. I
they
don't
didn't
think
come
you
in.
agree with that.
Hey,
We got a captain
hey,
right here.
listen, I don't care. So all due respect, sir. Some of y'all suck. Yeah. Hey, I just tell the truth. Isn't that what you? Yeah, yeah. Especially the ones that like that you could tell when they come from an ROTC program at some college, and then they come from West Point or somewhere like that. You could tell the sarcasm, and all of them can run and do PT, but then they couldn't maneuver men. They forgot to use their NCOs to help them out along the way. Or you had a little, just keep it real. I mean, that's what y'all want on here. And we had some little fat platoon sergeant that sucked the lieutenant up like, "Sir, we ain't not gonna do PT today." No, you left me in charge of the PT. Y'all back there, what you think the men see? Who you think they gonna have more faith in? Come on, sir, get wet too. Come on, get what the commander said. Come on, get wet too. Let's go. We jumping in these ditches. We getting muddy. Get muddy with the guys that have more respect for you. Get to know the guys on one-on-one basis. You know, if we go out, we're saying hey, we all off duty. Let's go to the barbecue. I know they don't want that enlisted. You just happen to drive by or something, let the guys see you. You know, it's different, man. The camaraderie. If we go to church, show up at the church with us. That builds that trust in you. Cause I go ahead.
No, I got what you're saying, but the officer guy, he was enlisted, so it's a different breed. Like you said, the ones that are enlisted.
Oh, yeah.
Over the officer are the ones that you say those officers, they have that NCO in them, so they would have transitioned that over to the officer side, and they're a better leader, in my opinion. So
yeah. Just to chime in.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
No, he's right. I mean, like, no kidding, because I was a medic, and so for medics, you don't have a warrant officer. So if I could have went, I would have went a warrant officer. But since we didn't have warrant officers, I chose to go commission officer. Because again, you gotta it's hit and miss, right? So you gotta you gotta weigh your pros and cons, and
it's a hit or miss.
It's way better than being a commission officer, because
it's way better
responsibility you have, and it's, I'll tell you what, like, warrant officers is where it's at. But
so it is. Again, I'll tell you one cool. Go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll tell you one little cool story, man. We were at Fort Hood, and no, I take that back. I was at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and I was always cool. You know, me and Boy, we were 92 Foxes, old 77 Fox petroleum supply specialist. And then so we were in the field. We set up a hot refuel station and everything like that. And then the pilots, you always took care of them and stuff like that. You know, just family. Hey, sir, whatever you need, just let me know. And then back in the rear, I was cutting everybody's hair, and I keep some of the officers' haircut. And we was in the field, and they came down to the fuel point. And it was like, "Where's Sergeant Young at?" And they were like, "Hype." And they said, "We need to talk to him, Toon. So what's going on?" They said, "No, we need Young to clarify something. We'll be right back." They took me there to one of them Chinooks. Went inside the Chinook, they had KFC chicken, and we was in the field. And I was like, when they went to the rear, they brought back food. I was like, "Oh man, you just don't know how bad." I talk about I was slamming chicken, and they say, "Find a couple of your guys and squared away and get them a piece of chicken." And hey, when you out there for 30 days and all they do is MREs, and either you gonna get a hot/cold breakfast or hot/cold lunch, that one piece of hot chicken from KFC was on point. But those were warrant officers. The regular officers, they would never thought of nothing like that, man. Take care of your Joes, you know. But I love it though, and I love to see people progress. You know, life changes, man. A lot of our guys, man. I mean, now is the ample time for kids to go into the military. Especially, I'm just gonna speak of the Army. Can't tell about any other branch. I wouldn't have never changed it for the Army for nothing in the world. But I wish I had the opportunity to go overseas and stay overseas. Like I was listening to Sir talk about it. When man, I would have never came back. I'd have probably changed my name. I'd have had me an old African name, you know, something. Sergeant Mufufu, because man, I loved it. I loved overseas. I did.
Kali, pure African. So Kali, that's a good one.
Oh yeah. I'm from Liberia, west coast of Africa. Yeah, that's where I was born. Came to the United States. What, 2007? Joined the Army in 2010, and never looked back. Best decision ever, you know what I'm saying? So been in the Army 14 years, currently in school to become a recruiter, 14 years sergeant first class. So yeah.
She about to be master sergeant.
That's all right, man. But he got he got the line job. Oh yeah. I remember my recruiter. man,
Oh
from
no, no,
taking
no!
the ass bath. And
No,
he
no,
was
no! I
like,
used to be.
oh
I'm a
yeah,
fueler now. Come on now, I'm a fueler now. I'm a 92 Foxtrot all day. What you
no,
talking
I know.
about?
But look,
I'm a
I remember
fueler now.
I think I scored like a 70. I think I scored like a 73, 79 on the ass valve. And the guy came in and he said, "Oh man, you did good. I got the job." And then while he was sitting behind his desk, this other NCO, I'm at the MEPS by New Orleans, in New Orleans. And uh, the guy came in and he said, "Hey, what you got on Young there?" He said, he scored a 79. He said, "Man, I mean, when I scored like a 79, I became a fueler." And then they rattled me on in. I could have been an IT guy or something else, But hey, I say they got me. They got me. The whole game came in, just
Oh
made the
yeah.
job a hype.
No, they
And
got
then
yeah.
then it was two guys, two male. They were telling me about he say, and at the school, they got females too. I say, sign me up. That's
Yeah,
all.
this how they got me. Hey,
I say, yeah, it didn't take much.
hey, Predators. So they got me. They was like, oh, we got a
Yeah,
$5,000 bonus, and I'm 17 years old. I'm like 5,000. I'm like, shoot, I'm about to go and get this 5,000. And they taxed it. I was
they
like,
tell you they gonna tax it.
I'm like, what is
I
this?
give you half up front.
Yeah,
Yeah,
boy, young
yeah,
mind, boy, I tell
yes
you.
indeed, man. But the experiences, man. I mean,
Yeah,
life. I mean, I'm gonna give y'all a shout out, man. I appreciate y'all podcast, brother. I mean, it take a lot of courage to get on here and do something for other veterans. Um, Not just networking, but you can help one another beyond means that you would never truly understand until it gets to that point. Um, I say I work for the VA here in Biloxi, Mississippi. Um, uh, I get veterans, man, a lot that come in my office, call me on the phone, and they got all kinds of
I don't
issues,
want
and
to
you can
cut you
just
up, but
hear it
I
in
got.
their voice. And
Can
some
I
say they
can
can't
I
make
ask you
it.
something real quick?
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
don't want to cut you up, but I want to ask something. So is
Yeah,
it possible you can put your information down in the comment below, because we got a lot of veterans that may want to talk to you. You might be able to help them with whatever process they got going on. So if you're in that capacity, it will benefit people that are actually listening to reach out to you and talk to you one on one, or you may be able to share some light on some of the things that veterans can be look forward to kind of help them with the process.
yeah. Uh, Let me see. I don't know if did it go through. Did you see my information in the chat? Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, he went off.
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Is he gone?
He went off. Boy.
I think
Oh,
he's
he's back
coming back.
on.
Let me add him back on stage. Hey, we got you
Oh, he's
back.
back on now.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man. I got to learn how to do this podcast stuff, But
You
yeah,
ain't that
man.
old. You ain't that old
I
now.
get a lot. I get. Oh no, I ain't old now. My last name Young. I'm not that old. Hey,
Hey, Captain
yeah.
Trey.
But
I never
man,
forget.
I help a lot of vets, man. Especially the ones that are about to get out the military. I'll tell you one thing that we it's I hate to use the term, but it's the lie that we tell. Don't go to sick call, man. Go, yes,
Yeah.
go. Because when you get out, you be surprised. Uh, if especially the guys that don't retire, somebody might just come in and get him 3, 4, 6 years in the military and then decide to take it home. But then what? You know, uh, know about government jobs and then buying back your time, so your time rolls over. You get 6 years in the military, and then all you're looking for is 20 years out here, and at the minimum 20 years, and at the age of 56, and you're gone. You retire, you're getting the same benefits, same retirement as somebody that want to stay till they 60, 65 and do 30, 40 years. Nope, you're getting the same paycheck. Same paycheck. There's really no difference. I had to learn that, you know, and the medical care after you get 65, they stop taking you on basis, you know. Once you retire, you get 65. They don't tell that. Like somebody might say, well, I'm gonna go to the hospital, Womack Hospital on Fort Bragg. No, they turn you down. You're like, I'm retired. I'm 100% disabled. They don't see you at 65 anymore. They're gonna refer you back to the VA. So when you hear somebody say, man, don't trust the VA, that's them. The VA is great, man. Benefits, like you got benefits. You get out the military, you don't have a job. The VA has a program called TWE where they help veterans get jobs. You work out of the VA, get $600 every 60 hours. They help you rewrite your resume, and they give you that job training experience up to a year at the VA. So you're out there working, doing something. Um, uh, Also, uh, uh, if you homeless, they have companies and organizations that'll help you up to 6 months, pay all your bills at a certain limit. Like they might have a $2,500 cutoff limit, and that covers rent, lights, water, gas. You know, and if you exceed that, and it's different organizations at different price rates, but just an example is 2,500. And if you exceed that, you have to pay the difference, you know, and they'll pay that for 6 months. If you're homeless, you can always go and see the social workers at the VA Monday through Friday. They give you a hygiene bag, you know, soap, a rag, toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, things like that, feminine products for the females. Um, they got shelters that they put you in, apartments that they have, where they'll say, the landlord will say, hey, you know, I give them 30 days there in that apartment. They might just have an air mattress, but you got a roof over your head, a shower, you know, things like the VA does wonderful things for you like that. Uh, Going to school, if you want to stay in the medical field, the VA has scholarships where they'll pay you go to school, and then you put your whole GI Bill money in your pocket. Plus, you get that money that the VA will be giving you too, so you can clear like in a month $3,000 just off the VA just going to school, you know, going to nursing school. They doing COVID.
Man,
They
I
got like
think
$40,000 bonuses.
I think we should definitely have you back on here. I have a whole VA section with you because the information you're providing will be very beneficial to a lot of people that gotten out the army, and not even just the army, but the entire military that can benefit from the information you provide. Because a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
times
yeah,
on the
yeah.
media, you hear negative about the VA. The VA is this, the VA is that. They're not helping nobody, but they're this assisting in the program. You just got to go out there and get it or know about it. Period.
Yep, you're right about you're right. And the last thing I say about it, you know, and I'm open for any questions or what have you. But last thing I say about it, and something that I learned over time is, and I've been out since 14, is that when you hear someone talk negative about the VA, tell them to show you their DD 214. And at that the bottom right hand corner down there, dishonorable, other than the honorable discharge, or they have an honorable
Yep.
discharge, but you go put that reenlistment code J whatever
Yeah,
J
re-enter code.
103 135. Yeah, re-enter code, and you
Yep.
got kicked out for first sergeant was good to you, and he let you get out with honorable discharge, but you can't re-enlist because you was a cokehead, or yeah, child molestation. All man, they're like 300-400 codes, and I didn't know that till I started doing my research with the VA.
Hey,
And
I'm
you
gonna just
like,
say that one time.
wow, or some.
I'm gonna piggyback on what you're saying because a lot of times, because I used to be a prior recruiter, we hear from people, well, I don't want to join the army because there's a lot of disability vet on the street, blah blah blah. And I tell them, I say, trust me, that's not the case. Most of the guys you see on the street, like you're saying, they might be kicked out of the military for something that you're not going to tolerate even as a civilian. So if they're over there that did serve, but they were mischievous and did some crazy stuff, obviously they're gonna be out on the street and they can't get some assistance because they screw up. So because of their screw up, they're gonna complain and bitch and cry about, oh, the army did this to me, blah blah blah. But they made a mistake, and like you're saying, it's true. A lot of people need to hear this, man.
Shoot.
Kylie
Hey,
knows.
listen, we have a lot. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying Kylie knows this, but in the past, that's why it started a nonprofit that caters to homeless and veterans. And when I started, the goal was the main goal was to build tiny homes. That was my ultimate goal, was build tiny home community to get them in and have them some kind of service for mental care, like to get their mind right. That was the ultimate goal. But for short term, I drove around Charlotte to different hotels trying to see if I can get some rooms just available, so we can get somebody off the street so they can stay the night at a hotel. So I got a sweet deal with this one hotel. She was allowing me to bring somebody in Monday through Friday. It don't, because they're not busy. So however many rooms I needed, I could bring them all there. They could stay there for 5 days. Just they couldn't stay there on Saturday and Sunday. I couldn't get nobody to come. Every homeless person I pulled up on the side of the road, tried to talk to, hey man, you come get this hotel to get a shower, get some good sleep. You good? Like, nah, just give me $5. I'm like, come on, man. I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to help you. Like, help me, because it really like demotivated me, like from going back out there, staying focused on that.
No, yeah, you let them get you like that, and just it's not everybody, but what you're gonna learn is that somebody was scared that you were setting them up, as far as they had warrants for their arrest and they thought that was a setup. Or secondly, they're out there on drugs and alcohol real bad. PTSD, if you join the military, and like I say, I'll be happy to come back on there and I'll tell you that you can look under 38 CFR 3.304, and that's a regulation for wartime, peacetime within the VA. And I'm paraphrasing here, and you go down and you look at the things that the VA recognizes for PTSD. We all suffer through PTSD, and one of the most traumatic things that we have is that opening shock. That first day of basic training, when that drill sergeant say, "I don't get, put it away, get off the bus, get out of that, put your beat your face, get down," and all that. Man, that's a shock for some people. Most, if you never grew up with that. Now, if you grew up in the South, where I'm from, you used to switches and your grandma and mom and them yelling and fussing. So that yelling didn't really do anything to me. You know what I'm saying? But that's probably your first thing of PTSD. And then those from us that were in doing 9/11, after 9/11, to 2013 when they ended the war in Afghanistan. Man, that's every so no matter what branch of service, some form of PTSD. I don't care if they say, "Oh, well, I didn't deploy." Man, you still had to come. You had to be ready at any given time to go. You trained every day. That's all you in there for, is training for war. You ain't training for nothing else. And I was hearing Sir up talking about working with NATO. I work with NATO myself on the Gaza, but man, that's still, you still suffering with something. I didn't get the opportunity to have my family over with me, but I wouldn't want my family to have gone through some of the stuff we do in some of the areas that we're in. I mean, even like you could be in the Philippines right now. They just had a typhoon. Yeah, I mean tsunami. I'm sorry, as you were tsunami come through there, man. And then you got a family that come from Mississippi that ain't used to no flooding and stuff like that. But that's a different. You talking about a 40-foot wave coming and you lose everything, and your wife and your kids holler, "I want to go back," and then you gotta stay. Shoot, that's PTSD there. Shoot, the military. Shoot. Hey, man, it's different, man. Staying up all night, CQ, fire watch. No,
something.
stop. You
You know
can't
something.
sleep.
It's something. I said to a lot of my buddies. I say if you do 20 years in the army, that's an automatic 100% VA. There should be no dispute. I shouldn't even go and sit down and list nothing. Once you see that DD 214 say 20 years of service, for me, it's an automatic 20%. But you got to go through the whole process to prove why you got to get 20%, blah, blah, blah. Me, I just feel that 20 years of service, period, 100%, 100%. No question
Got
asked.
you. Got you.
Yeah.
You think you and you would think that. But I'll tell you, the VA was founded by Abraham Lincoln. He was the last military personnel to be the director of the VA. Ever since then, there's civilians that run the VA since the death of Abraham Lincoln. So you have a director of the VA or whatever they call it. I believe it is the director. The guy that's over all the VAs. The VA is separate from DOD. So don't never compare DOD. They kind of work together, but then they don't. And the VA just means hospital after the military. The people that are evaluating you, 80%, 80 to 85% of those people that are evaluating you on the problems and the issues that you have obtained while in the military are civilians and never served. So they're gonna do what's according to 38 CFR chapter 4 subpart B 4.125, 4.126 of the reg. They're gonna say it's observation. So a guy comes in, look at all of us right now, well groomed, very articulate, and everything. But you broke your back, dislocated your hip while in the military. But if you walk into that VA and you sit there and they ask you the number one trick question, everything's on YouTube. How you doing today? And we say, oh, I'm fine. I'm doing well. Oh, I'm the best, man. My wife and kids out there in the car waiting on me. They write that down in your medical record. Patient came in very articulate, well groomed, smelling like cologne. Patient walked in. Now you're in there telling them about your hip dislocated, your spine, you slipped a disc in your spine, but they didn't see that. You didn't tell them that. You can say, well, it's in my record. Well, then it goes down to 4 words, 2 words meaning the same. He had a mild slipped hip disc, which is the lowest level. He had a moderate slip disc, which is the second highest level. And then the last 2 are 2 words. He had a severe or chronic slip disc, which that we all have problems and issues. It's the medical terms that they annotate: mild, moderate, severe, chronic. You could tell me all day you got shot. Was it mild pain, moderate pain, or severe and chronic pain from you
Wow.
getting shot? If you go in there with, I got shot. Hey, how you doing? Mild.
Let me tell you. Every time
Mild.
I go to the VA, and they ask me how I'm doing, they waiting to see what I'm gonna say, because every time they ask me, I said, man, I can't stand my wife and kids. They be like, God, what's going on? It was like, man, my wife always asking me questions, where her phone is, I don't know. Stop asking me questions. I get irritated. And it was like they get a little pad start right now, on the computer to start writing down.
I can tell you where, and if you just, but you don't know it, but I'll just tell you is where you pay attention is, I would ask you this: who's the disabled veteran? You or your wife or your kids?
Oh, of course it's me.
Boy, who's the disabled?
Yeah.
Why are you talking about them? Because you spend more time. They're annotating what you write down. Yeah. So you spend more time talking about your wife and your kids and the problems at home to your doctor when you should be talking about your problems and issues. So they say you got 30 minutes. I tell vets you got 15 back there in the back. And remember, 80 to 85% of what you do at the VA is just pure observation. Like I tell you again, if it's that bad at home, they're gonna look in your records and see how many times you've been to mental health. Monday through Friday, except holidays, from no matter what time zone you in, from 08 to 1600, there's a therapist at a mental health office at the VA, a therapist, a nurse, or somebody that can talk to you Monday through Friday, except holidays. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. You can dial 988 and hit option 1 on the phone and talk to somebody. They're looking for those things, for somebody to say that they have these many issues. Well, what you doing about it? Where's your urgent care? Where's your ER visits? Things like that. They're looking for that. Because when I got out, I was not a drinker at all. My last drink was like 1998. When I came back from Iraq in 06, I started drinking. I had a whole liter of vodka by myself, you know, and then they were telling me I had problems and issues until the day I got arrested in Killeen, Texas. And I got arrested, and then the cop was cool. He was a former NCO. Called the Rear D. Rear D Master Sergeant came and got me. I'm in jail with about 13 other guys, and we hadn't been home 24 hours. And they started calling it One Stop was the name of it, and that's when they started diagnosing somebody with PTSD in 2006. That was the
Okay, I think we lost him.
Yes,
But
phone
yeah,
died.
he have been providing a lot of decent, great information as far as veterans that have gotten out and are not receiving the service that they need to receive. You know, yeah. But like I said, we should definitely have a push, like an event, like a show, just dedicated to his information that you have is going to be very, very important to the people that are listening. Yeah. All right, boy. What you got? What you got for us next?
Yeah.
Oh, you back, Young?
Yeah, I'm trying to get on. Okay, I'm trying to get on here. Hold on. I'm back. Didn't turn my camera on.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm back. Turn the camera back on. There we go. I hit the wrong button.
Hold on. There we go. We got him.
But I again though, I appreciate the opportunity of you guys allowing me to come on here. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got you.
Okay, now I'm kind of getting a little echo feedback.
Hey, Captain Dre.
Yeah.
Hey, so what advice would you give to someone that's, that wants to join the military and go straight into officer? Would you suggest going straight into officer, or they should go the enlistment route?
So there's pros and cons to both. Obviously, if you go become an officer right at the bat, so you go to do your 4-year ROTC if you already have a degree, commission. It's a little bit more of a challenge because again, you're an officer, you're in charge of whatever amount of soldiers that's underneath you. So not knowing anything about the military, you get that benefit when you're enlisted. And no matter what you do a couple years, you do 10 years or whatever, it pays dividends once because like you're a maverick. You understand how the military works. So when you go to your assignment, you go to your duty stations. I remember when I was a lieutenant, I went to my first duty station at Fort Stewart, Georgia. And they treated me like I was a lieutenant. They treated me like I was, a senior, like a captain or something, because they knew I had experience. I was an immature. I didn't think that I knew everything because you go in, like, you're humble and you understand how the military already works, or you don't get caught up in a lot of things that lieutenant get caught up in. But I do want to say that if you join right at the bat, you more than likely will have a longer career, because like for you to do a 20-year career as an officer, so it's different than enlisted, right? So if you join the military as an enlisted, you can do 20 years as a staff sergeant, or you can retire as sergeant first class or whatever. As an officer, it's up and out. So if you, for example, like for me, if I didn't have 20 years in the military already, like for my major board, which is up right now. So if I don't make this list right now, that's coming up anytime, any minute now. I think it's October. Sure, the list for major usually come out in October based on whatever board you was participated in. So this is my primary zone. So after about 5 years as a captain, so 9 years total in the Army, you hit your primary zone for your board. And then once the board meets, if your file is good, depending on what your MOS is or what your branch is, then you're good. You can probably get picked up for the major. So for me, I definitely probably will get picked up for major. But if I didn't get picked up for major this year, so then I have one more look for major next year. And if I don't make it next year, then I'm out. So no matter how many years I have in, no matter what I did, you get the boot. But when you're enlisted, you can join stay as a staff sergeant and do 20. Wow. It doesn't matter. So that's why you see officers, a lot of them are cutthroat because like they are worried about their career. A lot of them have invested years into the service, and they're like, hey man, if I don't get picked up for major, I gotta like figure something out. And then again, there's like another one for lieutenant colonel, because for you to retire as an officer, you usually have to be a lieutenant colonel, because by the time you make lieutenant colonel, you have like 16 years in the Army, so you still need to have that extra 4 years, so you have to be a lieutenant colonel. And if you don't make lieutenant colonel, that's 16 years in the Army that you're out. But the only good part now is that they have the blended retirement program where you don't just lose everything when the Army's like, hey man, like you didn't make it, so I'm gonna need you to go figure something else out. But when you're enlisted, like for me, I did 8 years enlisted, I did 2 years in the ROTC, so 10 years total by the time I commissioned. At 10 years for me, which is now 20 years, I don't have to worry about making major. If I want to retire, I can retire. If I make major, which I will, it doesn't matter, because you can still technically pin on major, but you have to do 3 years in the rank to be retired as a major. But I can still pick it up and wear it until I retire. My retirement ID is gonna say captain, but I was a major. I just didn't do the whole 3 years, for example. Kind of like the Tim Walsh kind of thing, where they're like, hey, he was like a sergeant major, but he didn't do his whole time to actually earn that rank for retirement. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got you. You promote to rank, but not retire as a rank, because you got to do
But for pay computation, it's going to help me, because it's about another $800 more that I'm going to make when I make major. So you can factor that in, about maybe $200 or $300 more at the end of like when I do my high 3. So it's a little bit more, like anything helps. So I would say, like, it's all depending on what you want to do. But I find, again, like most of the guys that I hang out with are prior service guys, and like Prentice was saying, like you get all these like new lieutenants, especially the West Pointer, like very cocky and think they know, and then they come out and you're like, hey man, you're not how hot you think you are, and then you're not making, you're not getting your evals, they're not looking good. Again, so the other thing too, when you got to think about it, so the evals, like your performance eval, your NCOER, your OER, for officers, it's math. It's a bunch of games. Like it's like politics. So you got to like kiss the right way.
Yeah.
You got to do all these things where like I'm not about that. So like I don't play those games. So if you, again, like I was saying, like if you want to make the ranks, you may have to like, hey man, this ain't me, but like I kind of need to make the next rank. Like for example, right? So I had one of my field grades, like in my last year before. I think it was right before I took command. He was telling me, hey man, like I had to go tell my boss, like, I want to be a major, and like, do you have a like MQ most qualified OER that you can give me? Because like, if I don't get it, then I'm not gonna get picked up. Like, wait, like I can't go ask someone to like give me something that I can earn. So, but that's just the game that officers kind of have to play sometimes. It depends on if they're like supervisor, if they have the box check to even give them. If they don't, then they don't. But usually, like some of them, they'll hold one in their pocket at all times, just try to give it to the right person. But it's a lot of politics in officer world, but I get to enjoy like different assignments. Like Cole was saying, like for me, when my assignment windows open, I see like everything in the Army that opens up for me for like a captain and infantry or whatever. Like I see everything that's open. I can pick and choose wherever I want based on whatever the interview, how the interview goes. But when you get there, if something happens, you're to blame for it, right? So for example, I was in command, and like by the time my command was over, like almost every commander, there's a financial liability investigation of property that was lost or whatever. So like I did one, and like I didn't have a lot of loss of property. There was about $20,000 or $30,000 worth of stuff that they were trying to hit me on, even though like I did all the right things. Like I signed it down to like my NCOs. My NCO signed it down to the soldier, and like we did inventories every month. It doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, you could be held liable for the entire thing as an officer, or at the very least, it will charge you 1 month's pay. So like those are like in the weeds of things, but there's a lot that comes with being an officer. But like you get to lead like soldiers like off the bat as like a lieutenant. You're like a platoon leader for the most part, and the company commander. Like you're the head person in charge. Like you can make a lot of decisions. Like whatever you say goes. Again, like it's authority, right? You got to know how to like manage and balance that. You can't be like the ultimate ruler. You got to trust your NCOs, like your first sergeant or whoever, like the senior NCO is. You got to trust that person to be your battle buddy. So you can't be like the last person to make the decision, even though it's gonna be your decision. But you got to weigh all like everyone else's opinion, and ultimately you got to be responsible for it. So like you have to make a decision. But yeah, didn't mean to go on a tirade, but yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that when I was a recruiter, and people would ask me, "What do you think goal that's officer?" And those guys that came in and had a bachelor and whatever, they want to go officer. Like, if you want to be a great officer, I think you should go enlisted. Do the first 3 year contract, go enlisted. I mean, you already have a bachelor, so we'll put in the green and gold program, and then you can become an officer, because now you were leading from two different perspectives. You were leading from a guy who's enlisted, and now you're leading from a guy who's an officer, because it makes you a better leader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to say you should do 4 years, because then you get paid the Army enlisted officer pay. So you do 4 years. As long as that 4 years hit, you do it. And then the caveat on that is, if you join it and you already have a bachelor's, you can still apply for the Green to Gold program like I did, and you can go and get your master's, right? So like you could get a master's right off the bat out of it, and the Army pays for it. You continue, like now you're above your peers, because there's not many lieutenants with a master's, not many captains with a master's. Like most officers usually wait till they go to their intermediate like level of education, which is the next step for major. So as soon as you make major, like you have to do your ILE, and by then like it transitions to like a master. But if you already have a master, then you already had a game. You don't really have to play a lot of those games.
Outstanding. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the military, the Army in particular, has a lot of benefits. I mean, in any field that we find ourselves in, there's always be rise and fall, right? So, like I said, I'm 14 years in now. The goal is to do 20. Like I said, every day I wake up, I tell the Lord, thank you, giving me good life, good health, to be able to achieve that. And that's the ultimate goal: hit that 20 and get that double check. A lot of people will go in for 4 years and get out and get the VA benefit, blah blah. But I think I'd rather take that 20, that 2 checks. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta tell everybody, when I get out, son. My goal is to get out, and I don't think I want to work for anybody. I want to be able to work for myself. I want to be able to achieve. No, I'm not. You don't want to live super lavish and stuff like that. Because I think after everything, you can easily bring in about 7 G's a month, and that's a lot of money, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I think if you think about it, right? Like again, like the military's not for everyone, but like you were saying, like it's one of the easiest jobs like I think I've ever had. Like you just show up, do your job, like follow, the basic decorum like you would as a civilian, and then you can just do your 20. But if you don't want to do your 20, especially like if you go to some of these jobs where you can get your top secret clearance, you can get whatever. Like I've had soldiers who they were E4s, they were working for me, and they got out and they were making 150,000, 200,000 as a contractor or whatever because they had their clearance and they were able to go right into the USA jobs and get like whatever, like with the experience that they had and be able to go up to the top from like not earning, barely earning 40, 50,000 to earning 150. But again, now you still have to work till you're like 65.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to add on
Hey,
to that piece.
but I give you something. 100% disability is closer to $50,000 a year. All right. So if you get out and then your retirement, you get your retirement, which is probably about between 32, 35,000 a year. You already at 85,000. Why work hard? I mean, unless you just want that $500,000 home and drive them fancy cars and all that. I like being stress free when I'm out.
Yep. Yep.
Stress free.
Yeah, that's what I was telling, man.
Listen, housekeeping in the VA down here starts with just if you have at least 8 years of military background, they start you off at $21 an hour. You max out at 28.
Dang.
And yeah, and cost of living here, high rent here is over $1,200 a month.
Where you stay at?
Yeah, I'm on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I'm 45 minutes east of New Orleans.
Okay.
I'm down where Hurricane Katrina hit.
Like we said before we got on the show, we were, praying for those that got affected by the recent hurricane, and I heard it's another one en route to Florida as well. So
yeah.
If you're in the path or however,
it's about to hit. This one's about to hit Tampa.
Yeah, be safe out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, by the way,
but
I don't know if you guys are aware, but we're doing a fundraiser next month. Is Veterans Day on the 11th of November. There's a nonprofit organization called the SOS. Their job is to help soldiers that deploy with care package. Right. I'm pretty sure every one of us that deployed went overseas sometime in our career, and sometimes you have soldiers that don't have family to send them boxes, and everybody's getting boxes and they're not getting boxes. And that's one of the things that the Army always talk about. That's a thing that can demobilize soldiers' morale when everybody's getting something they're not getting. So their organization responsibility is to be able to send these soldiers care package. So they supported us while we were in Afghanistan. They supported us while we were in the Middle East. So it is our duty. Boy and myself had decided to run this fundraiser on 11 to help them, help raise money for them to be able to continue to do what they're doing. So if you guys are interested, just reach out to Ball, let them know, hey. And what we want to do is that day off, we'll call you guys on, you like we're doing right now. You come in and make a donation. Now, if you have a business that you want to promote as well, you can always do that. We add you as a sponsor to the fundraising process. But yeah, we just want to be able to give back to that nonprofit organization that have given us a lot during the time we were there. And when I'm telling you, she was sending a care package. It was not like once in a 9-month period or once in a 12-month period. It was every month. It was a consistent thing. They were sending a care package every month. We had letters from kids in the community.
That's nice, bro.
That were sending out to us, and it was, for me personally, I appreciate it a lot. And it was down to the details. She would call. She would send you an email. What specific do you want? What are you looking for in your care package? And that very that was really, 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 really good. And we want to be able to return the favor. Yeah.
The lady who started the organization, her name is Teresa, and she's based out of Fort Worth, Texas. And SOS stands for Support Our Soldiers. So she's definitely a blessing to us soldiers that was downrange in Afghanistan, sending them boxes, snacks, personal hygiene, everything. She did some good
Hey,
stuff.
let me know. I have a
and
little cousin from Bragg.
go ahead.
He's in Poland right now. His first time, and it's a different ball game over there. But he's still deployed, and at any time, anything can happen. And because he'll call me or hit me on Facebook, and he just say, "Cuz, what should I do?" And then he young with it, and I just tell him, just remember your training. Remember your training.
Hey, so if you do have a family member, you got, like you said, you got somebody down that is downrange, just send us that unit name, the individual name, the address, how to receive stuff. We will send it to them. They will not hesitate. They will send that care packet. Yep, they won't hesitate. Yeah, send that information to us, sir. You too. If you got a unit down there, you got some soldiers down there that need care packet, whatever. Send us the information. They will not hesitate to support anybody. Like I said, every time that I went overseas, when I got to know them when I was in Afghanistan, they supported me in 110%. Yeah, so amazing organization. And I'm gonna tell you a story. When I went to Texas a couple years ago, just to visit a family friend, they actually hosted us, and they got us hotel. We went to go visit it was on leisure, right? So we're going to visit our own people. They paid for the hotel we were in for the 3 days we were there. They took us around. They took us to places where they have, Texas got a lot of barbecue joints, right? So we went to all the spots that help them, and it was an amazing experience. But very nice lady, God-fearing lady, and very, 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 very helpful to a soldier. I think her dad was in the military before, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
What it was, who was that? Fort Hood, Welcome to a Great Place. That's what they call it. When you went on post.
To the great place. Yeah.
I'm depressed.
Great place.
A great place. Yeah, man.
But yeah, she's a good lady, man. So we want to really show out on November 11. If you know of anybody that would be interested in donating as well, just let them know. Hit us up. We can put them on our list. And on November 11, we're going to start at 12 o'clock. And then we're going to, for those who want to donate, we're sending the link and come on here and just celebrate us as soldiers or prior service to be able to support the community. Yeah.
Hey,
well, you guys, y'all let me know what I can do on this end. We have a great retirement area, a lot of veterans here. We have the #1 AIT training base in all the United States, which is Keesler Air Force Base here in Biloxi, Mississippi. And then we have the oldest naval construction CBs in the United States is in my city of Gulfport, Mississippi. They're right side by side each other. The Gulf Coast is like 350,000 people, and half of them people have some form of military background. So if there's something that we can do, I can do, man, I'll be more than happy to just get y'all some information or make some donations or something like that, man. I'll be honored to do that.
We appreciate that. But also, I'm gonna get with you and Boy. We definitely need you to come back on here, like a special you got a lot of information that pertain to the VA that we would love to share here. We know we got a lot of soldiers that we deploy with that have gotten out and don't know some of this information. We would love to provide that, not just them, but people that will be able to come across this video.
Yeah. And look, and all you have to do is tell them, just have your pen and a piece of paper with you. Give them some information, and all they have to do is just do their research. And that's it, man. It's nothing. I tell any veteran, if you get out January the 1st, by June 1st, I have you, if not 100%, I have you there.
Yeah,
6 months. That's all it takes.
All right. Appreciate you. So,
all right. Hey, look,
Hey,
I'm in here doing my community service where I'm helping my cousin put a baby bed together. And that's kind of why I was moving. But I appreciate the opportunity, boy. Hey, you stay tight, man. You ain't changed. The only thing you did was grow a beard. You still look the same, soldier. And
hey, Colin. So
yeah.
you still can't run. You know, I had to come back there and pull you up from the rear all the time.
Hey, no, Brad
Fall
got
out.
Brad got me right.
Fall out.
Hey, Brad got me right.
Hey,
Got the Brad.
hey.
I was like, we're all just running.
Look, boy, that PT, you know, you need to run about under 14 in that 2 mile to pass that PT test. Boy, we're pushing about 16, 17.
Man, I used to always try to sprint with Dre, man.
No, wait, hold on. No, when we went to Afghanistan, boy improved now.
Nah, I ran about like a 9:46, 10 minute, maybe 10:30 on a bad day, 2 mile.
Boy did good when we went down range. Now he was a good runner. Now
it was another guy from South Carolina.
You said one day he did good. One day.
One day. It was a good one day.
That's all it takes, you know. That one day.
One day.
Hey.
No, seriously. When we were down range, boy, myself, we were in the gym all the time, man.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good.
Hey, Liberty, I was 183 trying to get to 180, right? He was like, stop eating the ice cream because I get a sandwich, right? I get a healthy sandwich and go around and get an ice cream, Baskin Robbins ice cream, pralines and cream. You're like, why? Why you gonna eat healthy to get ice cream, right? I was like, hey man, that was my fix.
Hey, I'll starve myself. They used to call me fat. I got up to like 175, 176. I came in the Army, I was about like 140.
Wow. Yeah. I think I came in the Army, I was like 155.
Yeah.
No, man.
Ooh-wee.
Hey, what I was going to tell you.
Well, look here, guys. I appreciate the conversation today, man. I got to get out of here and finish this. Hey. I look forward to next time.
Hey, we appreciate
you. Thanks for coming through.
All right.
All right, bye.
Yeah, you take care.
All right.
So, Dre, man.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah,
hey,
we just wanted to
thank
you for coming
appreciate
through,
you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys for having me. And again, so I'm in Europe. So again, I was in Germany, so I know a lot of the people are still out in Poland and all that because I still got guys there. So if you guys need anything from over here, let me know and then reach out. And then I'll reach out to Roger for Veterans Day for sure. But yeah, thanks for having me again. This is
like I say,
keep it up.
Supporter SOS is an important organization to us. Definitely, if you got some soldiers that need help, we would definitely be able to push your information to them. But at the same time, we want to be able to help them back on the Veterans Day, and we appreciate any support that we can get.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm down to do some donation and whatever you guys need.
Hey,
appreciate you.
Good work, man. Captain Dre.
Hey, I'll see you when I get back, bro.
Hey, all right, man. Take care, okay?
You know my daughter's going to school out in Charlotte.
Oh, for real? Which one? Queen's University?
Going to Wingate. She's at Wingate.
Oh, Wingate. Oh, okay, got you. Hey, that's what's up, man. Yeah. Hey, we getting on up there now, huh?
I know, man. That's why I gotta retire, man. I'm done with this. I gotta get out.
Hey, Colin. I say me, but because I knew Drake he grew up differently, but we was all trying to be like hood, right? So we all got like Mitsubishi Galants, put rims on it, and we had our little crew. It was crazy.
Some swingers.
Yeah, we was in Texas. We couldn't tell us what to do, man. But it was
y'all over there running stuff.
Good times, though. Good times.
Yeah, but before I let you guys go, if you guys know anybody that thinking about joining the Army, give me a call.
Yeah.
Anybody want to join the Army, give me a call.
Hey, man. But yeah, man. I appreciate it once again. Y'all take care.
All right. Yeah, you
you
take
too.
care.
All right.
Bye. Roger Boy.
Yo, yo, yo.
Man,
We still
it was a
live?
good day. We're still live, but it was a
Okay.
good day, bro. An hour and 20
Mm.
minutes, a great discussion, bro. We definitely need to reach out to your boy, Young,
Yeah.
get him back on here because he got some very, very important information that he can provide to people that will definitely benefit from those information. So we're gonna sign out with oh.
Ooh. Root, root.
All right, boy.
All right. How you get out of here? Get out of here.